and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. I'm your host, Tosin. Alongside me is Coach. I am back from a expensive field trip. You guys will find out where I was for a minute. I'm sure you guys probably saw social. I was in Atlanta for Copa America. But something else that we did in Atlanta that I can't wait to show you guys. Coaching don't even know what's happening, but I do, and I'm very excited for you guys to see it.
Oh, I do. I have an idea.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But yeah, if you guys don't know, we have a lot of Euros daily updates out. So if you guys haven't checked those out, please go ahead and check that out on our YouTube channel, on our Instagram.
Every single day of the Euro so far has been covered. And
Yep.
today is no different.
Yeah. So, Coach, let's talk about the first game, which is Slovakia versus Ukraine. I want you to go ahead and talk to me about that game.
I honestly think Slovakia should have probably watched the last week of football and realized that playing well in the first half doesn't guarantee you'll win the game, because this has been the most cliche a game of two halves tournament I think I've ever seen. Pretty much almost every game has gone that way, where one team plays well in the first half and the other team plays well in the second half. And I think this was pretty much it. Slovakia, I'll be very honest with you. I really am a fan of. I've been a fan of Lobotka because of Napoli, but I think they're a really good midfield side. Like, Lobotka's probably been one of the best midfielders in the tournament so far.
Mhm.
And whatever they were doing this game in that first half was absolutely fine, and then it went to shit in the second half.
Yeah.
I don't get, like, the opening goal was, is what it is. They got ahead, well deserved, by the way. No complaints about that. Ukraine looked disjointed and very what do you call it? All over the place. Defensively, I just don't think Ukraine are ever going to be any good. And Slovakia were full value for it. And here's the thing, like we said before, coaches trying to get the best out of the players from what they do at club level. Absolutely, I agree with the approach that Calzona took. He clearly, Skinner and Lobotka are their best players, and look at the way they compiled the midfield. It was Lobotka was running the show. That's absolutely fine. But in the moment that Ukraine makes some adjustments, like, they don't know what to do with it, and that was probably the most disappointing thing, I think, from Slovenia. Sorry, Slovenia, from Slovakia. But full credit to Ukraine. I think their goal was really, really good, set up by Zinchenko, the first one. Excellent finish. And then they just kept going at it. They found a way. And I'll be honest with you, I think while obviously the goal was probably, a poor goal to concede, that first touch is one of the best first touches you will see in this tournament, point blank period. If Dennis Bergkamp did that, you'd hear a Dutch guy from somewhere in his commentary room screaming, Dennis Bergkamp, like 50,000 times.
Question for you.
Go on.
Does the Dutch guy have on blackface?
Oh boy, there's a universe where the answer is yes every single time of every single day of the week. But
Nathan Ake says it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, Nathan Ake, he can eat a dick, man. But yeah, I think it was to be honest, it was a great goal. I enjoyed it, and Ukraine have now made that group very, very, very interesting now.
Absolutely have. Question for you: what do you think Mudrik's best position is?
Oh man, left back on the bench. I don't even know for him, man. Like, people are talking about, yeah, he's gonna put it together soon. When, my bro? Like, when? Like, it's one thing if you've put together a good run of form for like 3, 4, 5 games kind of thing in the last 2 years, but he just hasn't. And then internationally, you'd think, okay, internationally it's a different, he can relax a bit and just try to play his game. He looks just as shit, to be honest. Like, no disrespect to him, obviously, but I'm sorry, he looks bad. Like,
Yeah.
just that. So.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't really get to watch most of this game. I was in travel, but I will say, like, the highlights I saw, like you said, that second goal they scored, that first touch. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can say about that first touch is yeah. So like we said, that group has gotten real interesting. Let's talk about Poland and Austria. On paper, this is a match where you can make so many history jokes. I mean, there's Poland versus Austria and Germany. there's so many layers to jokes in this that I won't even make because I'm leaving that alone.
Let's not do that. We're
Yeah.
not trying to. We're trying to be. This is a family show, guys.
Okay, we some family man. We're getting this paper.
Yeah,
That's
just get the paper. If my
and
man over there wants to do, no.
as Austria, as what's it called? This match is exactly why I got excited about Ralf Rangnick. I'll never forget where I was. I'm gonna give you specific details where I was because I remember when United signed him. I was in the cheese section at Wegmans in Owens Mills. And I literally remember Man United, David Ornstein breaking. I was so excited. And obviously, what happened with Ragnick and it went to shit. But what Ralf Ragnick has done with Austria, he has made them so like just they bought into him. That's all I can say is
physically, I think he's really helped them go to another level. I think.
Yeah. And the thing is, they got so many injuries. David Alaba's not around. I know they have another injury. I'm trying to remember because they have quite a few injuries that it's just quite unfortunate. Alaba's not there. Who's their captain? I know one of their strikers. Oh my goodness, why is it not coming to my head? Few of their strikers are out. Sasha Klajicic is out, and it's just like they got injuries all over the gap. But guess what? They still found a way. They beat.
That's what good coaches do. Regardless of what they have available to them, the identity doesn't change dramatically.
Yeah, they beat Poland 3-1. Lewandowski would just run around like he was Pac. You can tell like he's not fit. You can tell he's not ready to be there, but they tossed him on nonetheless. They didn't have Szczesny. It would have been at least 5 or 6-1, tell you that much.
Yeah.
They were just creating chances all over the field. Poland got into the game a little bit. That's when they scored with Krzysztof Piątek, who's still doing the, gunman celebration. They're still doing that, but man, listen, Sabitzer, Leimer, Baumgartner, Grilic, they're all just moving crazy. Tranmere was a center back moving crazy. Stefan Posch was acting like he's Cafu in the day. I was like, yo, what is everybody doing? Like, what the hell is happening here? And they just beat their ass. And it was just straight up a team that knew how to like play how their coach wants them to play. And you could tell the players loved the coach because I think it was the second goal that they scored when Baumgartner scored. He ran straight to the coach. And you could tell like these guys all love Ralf and Ralf loves them. So shout out to Wrecking Ralf. He's done his thing over there. So I don't really have much to say about Poland, man, because I wasn't gonna make that joke.
Every time they play, I'm just gonna do that. Honestly,
yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry.
They only got one more game left, so you better get it out your system.
First team to be eliminated. Yeah, shout out to them, man. Yeah, get fucked, Robert.
Which one, Kelly or Lewandowski?
Both of them, man. let me be clear though. One is clearly worse than the other one. One's just a flat track bully. The other one is going to help. So.
One is a flat track bully. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Moving on.
Okay, Netherlands and France. This is arguably the worst game I've seen all tournament.
Really?
I did not like that game.
I think the England game was up there as probably the worst, but I can't lie to you. I think this is a really good game, man.
Do you know why I thought this game was bad?
Yeah, because the finishing was shit. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's fine, and that's fine. That's a valid criticism. But I like when teams, like both teams went for it. Obviously, France were the better team, and they eventually, wore the Netherlands down, where they took over and dominated. But the Netherlands didn't turtle up. They tried to do what they could with that very very sensible and polite strike force. But sensible and polite coming up against Saliba,
it's not gonna do much.
It's just not gonna do much, man. It's just it's whatever. But they tried. It's fine. I'm sure they probably were respectful and pulled out the seats for the women at dinner and shit. They put on their little napkins before they ate. They used the correct forks for the desserts and for the dinner and whatever else kind of thing. But
shook hands, kiss babies, all of that.
All of that shit, man. But it's just this is the Euros, baby. It's not enough. But look, there was plenty of times that game where I felt as if, do you know what? If Mbappe's here, I'm sorry, it's curtains.
Yep.
But France showed that they can play with that and play very. I think France played well. I saw some criticism, like I most of the time I don't really watch the game with like scrolling the timeline. I just kind of just watch it and it's whatever. But some of the opinions that I saw was like, I'm not sure what else you want from France. One of those chances go in and they probably win 3 or 4, I
Yeah.
think. But yeah, man, yeah. Dustin, let me know what you think, man. I've got a few more. But yeah.
Question for you. If I told you Greg Berhalter, Gareth Southgate, and Didier Deschamps walked into a bar, you think they're all the same person?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because, yeah, when I was watching France, I was like, oh, man, England, France, and USA have something in common.
Whoa. So, you know, yeah, actually, no, I'm not being funny. One of them is not the same. Sorry. One of them is not the same.
So so USA and England are the same.
No, I was gonna say France and England are way more aligned than you. I'm sorry, like, and I apologize to my US listeners and fans of the US men's national team, but there's a clear dearth in quality in those two squads compared to US. And the US one has a lot of talent.
I'm not talking about squads. I'm talking about the
Oh,
tactics the coach
oh,
uses. Like real, just
yeah, to be
suffer
honest,
ball.
I'll tell you what I've noticed with the US though, there isn't an identity. There isn't one, I don't think. It's just we've got a bunch of guys that play in Europe and have played some Champions League football. Let's throw them all together and see what we can do, basically.
Yeah.
Whereas with England and France, it's almost like we've got too much talent. We don't even know how to put it together. But I think France do a better job of putting it together than England for sure. But it's still a similar-ish problem.
France avoided that left side today, and I was so impressed how they was like, "Oh, you are being England light today. That's very nice."
Yeah, I mean, some of the build-up came from the left side, but when it came to actually being serious and getting into the goal kind of thing, after Griezmann's few chances in the first half, that was it.
What the hell was Rabiot thinking?
Honestly, that's a sign of a man that is. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a mummy's boy, but that's the sign of a man that clearly will always be a mummy's boy, like forever. Be a man, bro. Like, be a man and take that damn shot. I have no idea what it was doing. And it was such a nice move as well. And had the pass been better, great goal, one of the goals in the tournament. But in that situation, I'll never understand why you pass. Like, I just never ever understand that. But at the same time, it's almost like that's why you have, that's why I respect teams and coaches that have as many attacking players on the pitch as possible, because those attacking players get into those positions. And Rabiot, to my mind, isn't an attacking player. He's a good attention midfielder. They have the instinct to put the ball in the back of the net. And to me, it's almost like the instinct wasn't there at all. Like, he's never ever been a prolific goal scorer, nothing like that. Just for comparison, Fabian Ruiz is in that position. He's putting it in the back of the net.
Fabian Ruiz cheats like he lives in Texas. So
yeah, exactly. So one of those ones, like, it's just that. But yeah, I saw in the second half. Well, at least I noticed in the second half. France went to like a 4-2-3-1 shape out of possession, and Rabiot was playing on the left of the three, and Griezmann was up front, was behind Thuram. And I really like that because it went like the ball came a bit deeper for them, and then it went bang into a 4-4-2 kind of thing. They won it and they broke, and then straight into a 4-2-4 kind of thing. It was really nice to see, and it kind of reminds me of what Arteta said probably about a year ago now, saying that he has to play like 60 different formations and shit like that. And while he's exaggerating there, modern football requires that. You do have to just consistently shift and adjust, and it's not about, oh, I have to have this player there, kind of this particular player there. It's just more about what they're doing collectively for the team. So in that, for example, that 4-2-4 now, like, Rabiot has stayed deep, but then now one of Kante and Thingy has filled in to make it the 4 now, just because of the shape of the team. I'm not saying that Kante is an attacker now. It's just that for that phase of play, he had to be. And a word on Kante, I think he was good today as well, but people were obviously not happy with him. But I think he was pretty good today as well.
I think Kante and Babangida were the best players on the pitch. Tajani.
Tajani was good, man. He was good.
Yeah, Tajani was good. What's interesting to me is Xavi Simons, as much as I like him, he's very polite. Like he said, Xavi Simons is a very, very nice kid.
Yeah. Honestly, he just, what he looks like, right? He looks like he should have been in You Got Served. Like, he should have been in You Got Served as one of the kids that dances, that, he gets in with a bad crowd, but he's not really a bad guy. He just wants to dance and shit, you know what I mean? Just, it is what it is. Then he gets beaten up, he gets beaten up, then he dances for justice. But no, for real, he just looked very, very polite. But he's a good player, and I don't think maybe because I'm biased because I really have a newfound hate for Nathan Ake. Never really liked him before, but now I really don't like him. Should I say sorry? I don't think that was a goal though, personally.
You don't think it was a goal?
A lot of people are like, oh yeah, surely it is. I know the English rest has fucked it. Those of you that have listened to this know I never in this life or the next ever want to defend English referees. But I don't think you stand there and you run the risk of impeding the goalkeeper one way or the other. I get why people think it's a goal, and on another day I might change my mind, but I can absolutely see why they didn't give it. I really
You were
can.
right there. You're right there. I mean, that's by the letter of the law, and his name's Denzel Dumfries, but that's neither here nor there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, the thing about Netherlands, too, is they're just so polite, man. Everything about them is just like...
And that's the thing, you're right. You're absolutely right, because I can guarantee you, yeah, if that was Thuram, right, they're giving that goal, because they know he's not a bitch. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing too about France is kind of crazy, and you won't believe the stat. They've only scored one goal in this tournament. It has never been not from a French player. It's an own goal.
Yes. And who's their last game against? It's against...
I'll tell you right now.
Is it Slovakia? No, it's not Slovakia, sorry.
The last game is going to be against...
Poland.
Please hold. Poland, yeah.
Yeah, Poland. Oh, yeah. Mbappe's going to have fun still.
Yeah. You could tell he wanted to play today, by the way.
Yeah.
He was on the sideline.
And what was that? Can you just explain to me? Because what was that about? Because he was in the squad on the bench kind of thing, and he looked fine. I mean, his nose still looked a little bit swollen, and that's crazy because he hasn't got the smallest nose in the world. But even I could notice that. But they didn't if he's not gonna play, don't let him have. I'm saying, but don't let him have the tracksuit on and be walking around and shit and talking to Marcus Thuram at halftime and shit. Don't give us that hope, man. Because I would have loved to seen him go up against Van Dijk. Honestly, that was my dream was to see him go up against Van Dijk. Honestly,
you didn't hear it, and because we were in America, Alexi Lalas was talking about. I know you were about to roll your eyes. I know. Alexi Lalas was saying how what's the worst gonna happen? You can re-break your nose. Alexi, it's your freaking nose, bro. You can't break it twice. You're gonna just die. What's wrong with you?
It's broken. You can't breathe through it now. He's to be honest, I think he's just revolting anyway, man. Cannot stand him.
I can't say what I want to say because I'm trying to.
Well, if you can't say it, I'll say it for you. Fuck him. Fuck his hair. He's a piece of shit and he stinks. And he's most likely racist as well.
I didn't say that, okay? Although Tosin did not say that. I'm not involved.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Coach did. Yeah, this Londoner said that. Yeah, fuck that guy, man.
I didn't. Please, I beg. I'm not involved in any of this. But what I will say is, though, man, France need to figure out where they're gonna get their goals from. I want to see more Warren Zaire-Emery. I want to see more Camavinga. I already said on the podcast, we did say this before, that Bradley Barcola is not going to play. We knew what we were talking about because we know Deschamps, okay? I know some of you to say, listen, we know Deschamps is a player. We know Deschamps is a coach. We know what you are. Yeah. We know exactly what you are.
And it was crazy because on the British broadcast, they were talking about how much their embarrassment of riches that France have. And they were like, just seen Barcola and Camavinga. Oh, yeah, there's Coman kind of thing. And when he said that, I was just like, you said, and there's Coman. That's the one that's coming on, bro. The guys that you singing out initially, forget about them. The one that you said is an afterthought, that's the guy there. Not those guys. It's so... Deschamps, I like Deschamps because he's very much like a cat. He's a creature of habit. He rarely ever disappoints. He rarely disappoints. He rarely surprises you. You can set your watch to him kind of thing. Yeah. But I will say, I don't disagree with him not particularly using Barcola just yet. I do think if there's a game to use him, it's probably the Poland game. But if he doesn't use him then, I think it's quiet for him. He's not going to throw him on in a gilt-edged knockout.
No, absolutely not. Not Deschamps. Not Deschamps using Barcola in a knockout game? What is this?
Yeah, so even from the bench, it's going to be hard. But the whole Tchouaméni and Camavinga debate, look, I'm not mad at Tchouaméni playing today. I really am not. I think he was okay. But Deschamps is very much he likes his physical guys, so he's not gonna have two guys under 6 foot in his midfield. and then another guy under 6 foot in his attack as well. So Tchouaméni coming in, being right-footed as well, I think it probably works in his favour. Tchouaméni's a big guy. He's got good passing and he's good under pressure, but he's not as good as Camavinga overall, I don't think. But for what Deschamps wants, a midfield of Conte, Rabiot, and Tchouaméni, I think rings truer to his vision of what he wants for France, especially without Mbappe than Camavinga, which is it's weird and strange to say because Camavinga is an absolutely world-class and phenomenal player, but again, what coaches like might not be the better player, which is strange to say, but it's happening in front of our eyes, and you can't really argue that. You know, he's got to two World Cup finals, a Euros final, and he's won the World Cup basically with them. So yeah, it's clearly a method to his madness. Yeah.
I mean, I would say this. My last thought is Jules Koundé has taken that right back spot like duck to water.
Yeah.
He's very good at right back. That's his spot. I'm glad they took him out as center back. Not too many people under 5'9" can play center back. Shout out to Lisandro Martinez, by the way.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's taking that role like water, like to a duck. Talk about tomorrow's games real quick before we head out of here. We have first game, Georgia versus Czechia. We respect people's pronouns on this podcast. So, you know.
His mama named in Czechoslovakia. I want to call him Czechoslovakia. How about that?
He wants to be called a they them. I'm gonna call them they them. I respect their pronoun. That's what they want to be called now. Is Czechia? Is Czechia? I want to call them Czechia. And next person who changed their pronouns is Turkey. Or Turk. How do they say it? Turkey?
Just Turkey, bro.
Turkey. I respect their pronouns, bro. They play against Portugal, which is going to be a fun game. You know, Turkey is a very, very attacking team. We saw what they did with Arda Güler in the other game. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do against Portugal. We'll see. I'm not calling no score predictions because I'm tired of being wrong. And we have Belgium versus Romania. I really want to see Dragusin against Lukaku.
Yeah, I won't lie to you, yeah. I really want Belgium out and I want them through at the same time. I want them as equally, like, I'm going to be disappointed regardless. That's the thing. I'm legit going to be disappointed regardless, but I need them through and I need them out. Now, I need them through because I need KDB to, you know, add more minutes to his
legs.
To his legs, basically. But I need them out because I just really can't stand them. Like, so I don't know. I'm very, very conflicted at this point.
Yeah. Hopefully we get no more 0-0s because France and the Netherlands, I want to see more goals.
Yeah.
That first chance, though, in the first half of France, they should have scored that. I think it was Xavi Simons who scored that, who shot that against France. You remember the first half? Like, literally the first.
He was.
He should have smashed that. But hey, he's a polite kid, you know. So he wasn't doing it for Lil Saint. So, Coach, you got anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Again, the usual: like, subscribe, share, all of the good stuff.
Please do.
Yeah, man.
We
appreciate the listenership.
I can't wait to show you guys this new project where we got a lot of stuff we're working on. Appreciate you guys so much for constantly supporting. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. What else do we have to do? Yeah, like, comment, share. Share with a friend. Share with somebody who doesn't even know about the sport. Just share it, you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're out. Coach, you know what to do. Peace.
Take your shirt off. Take your shirt off. Plenty. Plenty.